Uber, Bitcoin, self-driving cars. Combine those three together, and you have the self-owning taxi. A car that is a corporation that owns itself, pays for the car lease, the car insurance, and the gasoline from the revenues it makes, giving passengers a ride, and there's not a single human involved in that matter.
Give a type of money that can only be spent for a specific number of reasons. And some worry about that state control or whatever, but like in this particular narrow use case, you want to give checks to individuals to get the economy moving again. Yeah. So if you think of programmable money that expires if you don't spend it.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go, but clearly we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of the huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in an ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Bassick. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy, and When the dealers have to step in to save a treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. I hate when countries go off the dollar. I would not allow countries to go off the dollar, because when we lose that standard, that will be like losing a revolutionary war. That will be a hit to our country, just like losing a war. And we can't let that happen. And too many countries now are fighting to get off the dollar.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book. Remember, the New World Order book shows you how the world really works, and it is definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. And 2024 is going to be one of our most entertaining years. We have the presidential election. We have the drums are beating. We have the emerging markets going to be flipping the switch on the fourth industrial revolution. Now, we had the Fed signal rate cuts, but remember, guys, they haven't cut rates yet. So we know the master magicians are about to set up that distraction. So therefore, they can cut rates while we still have inflation. And in the fourth quarter, once the election is over, we know the movie begins. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now, we have Bitcoin and crypto pulling back. Remember, guys, this is like clockwork, especially coming off a holiday. As soon as the stock markets start to open up, Bitcoin and crypto will pull back. We were the only game in town for 3 days. Stocks and cryptos are all being ran by an algorithm. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. Now, guys, do not forget to pay attention to the actual indicators. We have yield rates right now down. We have the dollar down. We have volume in crypto right now up. We have Tether and USDC. And then, of course, guys, we have the Fed. Repo at $431 billion. Make sure you're pulling that on a daily basis. But today, guys, the game has changed and is never going back. We had T+1, and we know when we were at T+3, T+4, all the illegal activity that were going on, if you have my NWO book, you understand. But in order to do a T+1 and then eventually a T+0 to get us to real-time settlement, you know you need a lot of liquidity. And if you're a part of my Patreon, you know how the Fed is doing it. And this is how you know the Fed has its hands in the stock market. If you're not a part of the Patrons, guys, make sure you join. You talking about your livelihood. I'm not going to repeat it again. This is your livelihood. You definitely want to get in with like minds, because this new digital economy is moving fast forward while the sheep are asleep. They're looking at sports. They're being distracted by social media, and the NWO is building, planning out your future. If you're young and you're listening to this, you're in the right position. Don't worry about them having fun. We know at the end the nerds win. And right now you're witnessing the revenge of the nerds. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. Now, I went over that they stated that the clearinghouses would be in trouble. And this is the reason why, but then also they have the backup for bail-in bonds. So guys, any move that they're making sure they don't rattle the system too much to keep the sheep asleep. Remember, by the time the sheep wake up, the machines would have already been here. All this technology has been ready 20, 30 years ago. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now, when it comes to the treasury market today, guys, we have 2 auctions today. Make sure you're paying attention to that also. Now, we have the spot Bitcoin ETFs, BlackRock, Fidelity, and Grayscale right now slightly down. But getting over into a little crypto news, we have meme tokens taking over. I'm not your financial advisor, not financial advice. Please do your own research. But if you're a trader, definitely take advantage. We know this is not going to last long because in about 6 months, liquidity is definitely going to start shrinking. But the emerging markets are going to start flipping that switch on the 4th industrial revolution. And over the next 3 to 5 years, we'll have that utility bull run. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have MoonPay launches new Web3 token platform for brands venturing into crypto. Also, we have Ethereum name service proposes migration to layer 2. And then lastly, we have the news article stating over 42,000 Bitcoin moved from Mt.Gox in the last hour. And of course, they say that's the reason why Bitcoin dropped, guys. We know that is definitely not true. But they're moving this Bitcoin for repayment for October 31st. And we know by the time October 31st comes, elections are basically over, and the drums are beaten for Armageddon is just going to be louder. Because we know going into 2025, the United States can no longer spend the type of money that has been spending. So that means the budget has to be changed. Because the United States world reserve currency is going to end because we clearly see the BRICS nations keep making move after move every single quarter, getting off the dollar and positioning themselves away from America. But remember, guys, this is part of the central bank's plan. They have to destroy this whole legacy market, this fragmented world, in order to bring in the machines and these digital currencies. So yes, you have to pay attention to the geopolitical events for investing, but don't get distracted because you know it's part of the 4th Industrial Revolution's plan. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows. When it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But that's all I have for you. Don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.